Hey, what's going on, guys? Carter here with Edge Mindset. Did a little use with the Arbor from Olive Knives today. Did some cutting, did some tests, wanted to kind of share my overall opinion with you. As the only other video I did on this knife was an unboxing. You can see the convex grind, the Fibonacci grind is what they call it. It essentially creates a convex grind on that Elmax blade right there. G10 handles, nice and contoured, held in by those grommets right there. We're going to do some cutting really quick. This is just some preemptive, out-of-the-box sharpness. Keep in mind, I'm not the best paper cutter. This isn't the best angle, and this knife is not what I would call a slicer. It is very thick behind the edge with that convex grind, but it is sharp. It is very sharp. It has a nice sticky edge on the nails. Not too bad for out of the box. Okay, next up, we're going to try the spine on a ferro rod. You can see I've already done it a few times. Didn't want to actually start a fire in my backyard. It was a little bit windy today and I couldn't get the protection over it that I needed, but you can see that it is throwing sparks just like you would expect a sharp edge on a ferro rod to do. Now we're going to do some cutting on some green branches here. Try to find some dry branches, but you know, it's springtime here, everything's wet. This is the most I could come up with. Just kind of doing some pruning of these little guys right here, getting a feel for how well it cuts through it. Bites into the wood very, very well. As you can see, it's making quick work of the screen wood right here. No problems at all. The edge wants to kind of just go right into the material. The grip is nice and comfortable. I'm not slipping off. It's no hot spots or anything like that. Knife performed well, you know, for this sort of task. It performed quite well. Just kind of getting the bark off all sides, just for fun. I got a little bit carried away. It was a lot of fun kind of cutting into this piece of wood here. Don't do a lot of this kind of testing because I don't mess with fixed blades all that much. But yeah, let's chop this nubbin off right here. Don't have a lot of control with my left hand. You can see it's absorbing quite a few of the impacts. If I had put this on something stationary, it would have cut through a lot quicker. And also, if I was a better aim with the blade itself, I think I would have fared a little bit better. But perseverance prevailed, and I got through that bad boy right there. No edge damage. I wouldn't expect anything. Everything worked just fine. Let's do a little bit of chopping. Let's chop through this bad boy right here. You can see it does quite well. It's not a chopper per se, but it does have thick, beefy blade stock, and it has a reasonably long blade. So it did okay on this. By no means would I recommend this as kind of a secondary hatchet. If you're really trying to get through some thick pieces of wood, you're going to be at it for a while, especially if it's pretty dry. But for the size of the blade, I think it did pretty dang good. All right, here's where we're going to do. I wanted to do some batoning, but I couldn't find access to a proper sized piece of wood to actually baton through it with the grain, right? I mean, typically when you baton with the grain. So instead I decided, let's see how far I can just pummel this knife through long ways on a piece of wood here by using another stick on the spine. It did okay. I wouldn't expect it to do much better. Like I said, it's a thick blade stock knife with that convex blade grind, that Fibonacci grind. So it's not, you know, it's not going to act like a wood splitter, so to speak, but it did go in there pretty good, no damage, went just fine, performed, functioned, you know, as well as it could. So here is just a close-up of the edge in case you were curious to see if there's any rolling or damage or anything like that. It's pristine, just a little bit dirty from all of the pieces of wood there. Grip is fine, no issues, nothing came apart. I did notice, you know, you can't remove those G10 grips, G10 scales on here because of those grommets. Just something to kind of keep in mind in case that's something you care about. Let's check the sharpness after. As you can see, still cuts. This is without any stropping or anything. If I were to strop this up, it would perform a lot better. It did seem to affect the edge a tad, but it is still cutting this printer paper. For a fixed blade like this, with the blade stock it has, I think it's fine. I wouldn't really expect it to slice. And as you saw at the beginning of the video, it wasn't really a paper slicer to begin with. So it is a heavy duty kind of bruiser knife. Thanks, guys.